Colleagues, I rise today in support of House Bill 1485 and would like to share a few perspectives on why I hope you will join me in voting in the affirmative. There are 3 points I'd like to share briefly, if I may. This, if we succeed, and we seem to be on track, will be the first time in 8 years that we have an on-time budget. And despite the efforts of some, we do seem to be getting there. Hopefully we will. First time in 8 years, a significant achievement. Second, Mr. Speaker, this budget contains no tax increases. In fact, in this budget, we resume the phase-out of the capital stock and franchise tax, something that has been a bipartisan goal of this Assembly for probably a decade and a half. And so we resume that phase-out, and jointly, we should see the beneficial results of ending the taxation of capital in this state. My friend, the esteemed colleague from the city of Lancaster, raised the issue of the bonus depreciation some time ago. And in fact, I did want to add a footnote to that. It is, in fact, President Obama that passed that initiative at the federal level, and our linkage of that policy here at the state level, I think, bodes well for the growth of small business and the jobs that come with it in this state. And Mr. Speaker, on the third point, it right-sizes the government of Pennsylvania. It does what small businesses and families have been struggling to do over the last 2 to 3 years. It is a tightening of the belt, it is a right-sizing, and it was time that we did that. Got this state government back under control. We are dealing, as some have said, with a $2.7 billion loss of federal stimulus dollars. While some have tried to portray that as not significant, it is hugely significant as we attempt to close the gap and deal with this state budget. Beyond that, we have the challenge of high unemployment in this state and a general economic loss of activity. The task we have faced has not been easy, and I want to join those who have extended words of congratulations to the appropriations staffs on both sides of the aisle, and particularly to the majority appropriations team. They have done excellent work in attempting to put together a plan that's workable and is responsible for Pennsylvania's future. Mr. Speaker, leaders are called to make tough, difficult decisions when faced with serious challenges. With House Bill 1485, the majority has met the challenge of this hour. There are always things that individuals will not like in any given budget. There are certainly things that I do not care for in this budget. But, Mr. Speaker, it is a responsible budget, and it is the right way to move forward. We have met the challenge of our hour. And, Mr. Speaker, we are, as I said, facing a period of extended economic malaise. It is our hope, all of us here, both sides of the aisle, that brighter days are in our future. But to the extent that we face challenges now, we must be responsible. We must act accordingly. Some have said that this budget respects the taxpayer, and in fact, I couldn't agree more. This respects those who are pulling the wagon, not just those who are riding along in it. And Mr. Speaker, I will close these thoughts with a quote, if I may. A quote by our 40th President, Ronald Reagan, who said that man is not free unless government is limited. As government expands, liberty contracts. Mr. Speaker, there are times when we do need to constrain the size and scope of government, and this is an hour to see that happen. It's not easy. In fact, it's full of difficult choices, but a 4.1% reduction in the size of state government is called for, and it's in order. And we have met the challenge of our hour with House Bill 1485. I ask my colleagues for an affirmative vote.